Jamaica Premier League 16 team, 14 team, which one is better? That's the big talking point at this present moment. Is there too much teams in our local league? And is that depleting the quality of the league? That is the talking point today. Is the Jamaica Football Federation destroying the local product, which is the Jamaica Premier League team, by introducing a 14 or 16 team league? That is the talking point today. Big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully, guys are doing good. And happy to see guys. This Easter holiday is out of the way now, so so it's back to business now. So all I would do eat up the food there, with a bun and cheese, but I don't do anything good. Anyways, thank you very much for being here, people. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever time when you're watching this on. Please do hit the like button if you're here for the first time, and smash the subscribe button. Would really thoroughly appreciate it. Now, Chris Williams from the PFJL, you know he's a big advocate for the 10 or the 12 team league. He has done a brilliant job where the local league is concerned. But there seems to be some clash between him and the JFF regarding the number of teams in the league. So Chris Williams now have come out to talk about what he believes would be the best move for the league. I'm also going to put my input on it, and I'm going to look at many factors. So let's have a look at the article. As you can see what he's saying already. They are like bait. You know exactly what he's talking about. He's technically speaking about the teams that join the league. Let's have a look at the article, people, and let's understand. PFJL chairman Chris Williams still against 14-team league after Treasure Beach Limeall relegation. So both teams are basically out officially. They can't make it back again. Just can't. After seeing the two promoted teams relegated from the Rare Nephew Jamaica Premier League for the second season in a row, Professional Football Jamaica Limited chairman Chris Williams maintained his stance that a 14-team league is too much. The league's top flight was traditionally contested by 12 teams but was expanded to 14 teams for the 2022-2023 season. Falkland FC, France M. James, and Chapeltown Maroons were promoted to the Jamaica Football Federation Tier 2 competition, but were both demoted weeks after the completion of, months. I don't know, weeks, months after the completion of the tournament. Put in weeks, it kind of sounds like it hasn't reached and gone back. Yeah. Anyways, let me continue. It is a similar story for the ongoing 2023-2024 season with two newcomers, St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach FC, and St. Ann Lineman Academy, both getting relegated with games to play before the end of the regular season. They also have the worst defensive record, conceding over 110 goals combined and have scored less than 20. You know, why you need to combine? When you combine it, you make it look bad. You make it look really bad when you combine it. There's no need. One team concede 77, I believe. The next team concede almost, I think, about 60 something. Let me just bring up the Jamaica Premier League table. Yeah. Oh, not sure. But them concede them concede a lot of goal. They concede a lot of goal. Anyways, I'm not gonna touch on that. Williams though doesn't expect a change anytime soon because it's beneficial for the other 12 clubs participating. Yeah, points. Points, I mean. You can't convince the club. You think clubs are idiots. Right now the clubs are safe because it's 14 teams. Alright, so basically what he's saying that the other 12 clubs are now safe. So they don't need to go extremely hard because they are already safe, because the two teams that are coming up will be going back down. So them okay. So they don't have to put an extra effort in. So basically that's what Chris Williams is saying. Let me continue. The two teams, and every year two teams come up and they're like bait. They just shoot them down by halfway the season. So it's not driving the kind of day-to-day intensity and panic to say, yo, me have to win this game because if I don't, me go drop. He told Observer recently. It has to be a decision by the regulators. It can't be a decision by the people themselves, because the people themselves are gonna say hell no, which is what they did and vote me down because they said me nah go take the chance and me get dropped. Christian easy now. Williams, who served as the PFL chairman 2020 and 2020, let me see what minutes me gone here, says a reduction in number of teams will only make the league better in number of ways. So I understand the point he's coming from. If you cut down to 12 and say, you know, 12 teams and introduce relegation. Teams have to get on point, and you know the intensity, the level, everything have a step up. But there's a but to it. I assume I couldn't know the but. However, Williams, that just will let me consider. If you force people to triple their game, you put the fear of God under them that they may get dropped. He said, "I want 10 teams. Woo, I wanted 10 teams, but I can live with 12 because I'm telling you, if we do that, the level of the ball will double in quality. Just that a simple move. No man have to win every game. Every game matters. Every game is like a final. That will just drive the commercialization more, and we'll be able to give them more because it's less team and so on. So the sponsorship dollar will be spread amongst fewer. So they will be, you know, I go touch on the topic as well. So they'll be more profitable, and it will help the leagues below, because now you'd have quality teams dropping down. So when they drop down, they're going to maintain the same level of energy because they want to get back up. However, Williams proven group. Oh, continue. Listen, the gap is too wide between tier 2 and tier 1, so there's no real fear for teams, and so you get a little bit of complacency, and that's not good, he said. But they're not going to make that decision. They're going to vote against the chairman, which they have done because they must say, chairman, all right, chairman work at proven, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm not gonna get into that, people. But me not make that stop me. We're gonna press on. We're gonna press the same way. I won't make the difference between 14 and 12 stop the focus. Ideally I want that, but I won't let that stop me. The growth is still gonna happen, William said. All right. What is something gets some blur, man? Yo, me can't bother this though. I mean that top of video. I'm not gonna back over the blasted video. We don't know it gets so blurry. Anyways, all right, Chris. You understand? Hey, Chris, yo, yeah, tell her. Anyways, all right. So people, point. Let me touch on this. One, if the league moves to 16 teams, and the consistent gradually moving the league to more teams, I think that I don't agree with that. So that's what JFF are the foolish where that is concerned. Big time. No, what also my also problem is, what is the, with regards to sponsorship, what are the subjections that the clubs are under where the sponsors are concerned? Can clubs get their own sponsor and maybe put some of these sponsors on the jersey or training gear or something to showcase that, hey, these are our sponsors? Just asking. So these are the questions. Because what I found out is that most of these teams are depending on the money from the JFF, which that's not right. That really and truly not right. The money is there. Me now say they're not supposed to get the money. What I'm saying is, if you are depending on that money from the JFF as an administrative club, to run an administration in a club, you already start to fail. You're on a failing path. And what do I mean by you're on a failing path? Because if the JFF money I depend upon will probably not come so often or on time when they need it, that means you're going to trouble. You can't pay staff on time, won't be able to pay ball on time, won't be able to take care of your necessary in-house dealings on time. So that will cause problem. No, ideally, I think in the optimum world, all clubs have their independent sponsors who is their sole sponsor for the club. All clubs in an optimal world. And if some of these clubs are not rich like the Mount Pleasant, who don't necessarily depend, Mount Pleasant don't depend on sponsors. They sponsor themselves. If you have 10 clubs who are self-dependent, I don't think you're gonna have the issues that we're seeing right now. But because some of these clubs are dependent on the money from JFF, that's where the problem lies. That is where the problem lies, and that's where the big issue is. No. So I think that the JFF need to look really to sort out the sponsorship, the legal aspect of the sponsors, and see how clubs can go out and get their own sponsors. So that is something that needs to touch on, and that's the area that JFF have to work on, have to fix up on that, because really and truly, it impede the club them. I don't know why this camera. It impede the club them, and because they impede the club them can't get the business that they want to do. They really can't do the business that they want to do, and even so, maybe the clubs them really not got the sponsors for themselves. Just saying maybe. But me gonna give the clubs them the benefit of the doubt now, saying that they are looking sponsors, but because of the implications of how the JFF structured their whole the sponsorship aspect of all clubs, maybe that impede them. Just saying. So JFF, that's something we have to go look on. Now, where quality in the league is concerned, I don't think there's a problem with that. You will have relegation. You will have. I just say go. You will have relegation, even if a team. So you have to Luton Town come up in the English Premier League, Burnley come up in the English Premier League, Sheffield United, all these clubs. These are the same clubs who are go back down. You know, those are rotated and go back down. Unlike a different clubs, you know, I same clubs who are rotated and go back down. The top teams at the top, like the top 5, top 6. These are the clubs that were really a challenge and other things. In the midway clubs, they can do something same, but this is a worldwide thing. I know, not new. Even if you have 10 teams in the local Premier League, even if it's 10 teams, you will definitely find out that at some point in time, 2 teams will be getting relegated. Two teams will be getting relegated. So you can't escape from that. You cannot escape from that. Now, my issue here is the same players I see I play for Mount Pleasant, Arnett. Some of these players are come from various different clubs. I think the big issue is some of these clubs don't necessarily have proper structure, whereas there's no recruitment in place, housing for ballers, all that kind of something there. And that is where the big problem lies. Independent clubs running. That's where the big problem lies. Because you can have a club with a really good coach who's very, very good and a good system of football. You don't need to go and get the best players in the league to actually be successful. Let me give you a good example of that. Let me use Cavaliers. Cavaliers don't have the best set of players in the league. No. They don't have the best set of players in the league. Most of Cavaliers teams are young youth. They have some of the best young talents in the country. No doubt about that. But when you compare Cavaliers to the other teams like the Mount Pleasant, the Arnett, who have some top players, Cavaliers have a lot of schoolboy footballers and they're doing well because they have a very good coach, a good structure with regard to the club, and some really talented young players, and them up at the top. So even the smaller club, even if a club are coming at the Premier League from the lower tier, if they don't have these things, if they don't have a proper structure and a good coach, you will find out that is where the issue lies. That is where they might go suffer more because they don't have a good coach and don't have talent. So it's not about the number of teams where quality is concerned. It's about the quality of players and coaching. So if you have 14 top coaches in the Premier League, all 14 teams have 14 recognizable coaches who have won who have at least been to a final in the Jamaica Premier League, who have good structure. What do you think? They're going to get good football. So I don't think it's necessarily the amount of teams that is causing the problem. I don't think so. I do believe that it's more to the recruitment. So where quality is concerned, I do believe that that's more have to do with the recruitment and structure of the clubs coming up. So even if a club just come up, so for example, let me give a perfect example. Racing have a small structure. They're not a big club. They're not the richest club. But they have a very good coach with a talented set of players. And that can actually, first year, can make them stay in the league first year. If them do well enough. Just saying, if them do well enough. Can make them stay in the league first year. So what's going to happen now when they start adding more talent to it? So that could be the rise of that club. That could be the rise of the club. Just using them for an example. Say True Juice as well. One of the richest clubs in Jamaica. Based off the affiliation with the owner such and such. If they should break into the Premier League and that amount of money to start spending at the club that they have an abundance of resources. If that money starts filter into the club, just imagine what they can do in the Premier League if they should make it the Premier League in the next 3-4 years. Just imagine that. With that abundance of resources and finances. So I understand that aspect where Chris Williams is coming from. You have a brilliant point. And I believe that the monetary part is the issue for me personally. That's the biggest issue. And I think that is something that JFF have to fix up on. Because the little money they might get, the club might get or nothing. So because they can't give club them some good amount of money, structure your sponsorship I don't know legal aspects surrounding sponsorship. If you see how the clubs then can go out and see their own sponsors. If they're not doing it, that's their fault. That is their fault. But certainly, yeah, come see Treasure Beach, I'm not a sponsor Treasure Beach getting a short time span and come in the league. So, probably something that I'm have to look on. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. And I'll see you guys again. Until next time. Route. Boom.